Their protestations notwithstanding, the owners measure the good of the game in terms of profits that remain after expenses are subtracted from receipts. Everything else is subordinated, including the quality of what takes place on the playing field. The proprietors of baseball have never hesitated to adulterate the game to make an extra dollar. Exhibit A is the profitably extended season of 162 games, plus preseason exhibitions, plus in-season exhibitions, plus intra-league championship playoffs, plus a World Series that has become a travesty because the men are utterly exhausted before it starts. These are the words of 15-year Major League veteran and unofficial godfather of free agency, Curt Flood, from his 1971 book, The Way It Is. Thanks to last year's $420 million free agent spending spree and subsequently predictable World Series win, the salary cap debate wars rage louder than ever in Major League Baseball, and Mr. Flood's words ring truer than ever. This was how the Yankees reacted to missing the playoffs for the first time since the strike-shortened 1994 season, a span of 13 years. They committed $420 million to 3 players. Arguably, they were the best 3 available players, but the average value of these contracts is considerably higher than any other team payroll in all of baseball. This unfettered ability to purchase talent is working to destroy the competitive balance of the sport that was once considered America's game. The problem is not so much that the Yankees are spending this money. It's that they have very little company in doing so. In 2009, the New York Yankees payroll was $201 million. A huge number to be sure, but absolutely astounding when compared to the second highest payroll in the league, which is owned by the crosstown Mets at only $135 million. That's 33% more salary, or 33% more money spent on players than the second highest payroll in all of baseball. Only 9 teams, including the Yankees, spent more than $100 million, and of those, only 5 made the playoffs this year, so the mere spending of money is not the only factor. A championship still, for now, cannot be bought. Make no mistake though, the Yankees are not deficit spending in any way. The New York fan and population base allows them to charge virtually whatever they want for a ticket. Merchandise sales are through the roof, and ownership of the Yes TV network actually allowed the Yankees to earn a profit in 2009 for the first time in 3 years. Now granted, the Yankees are not the only problem. Several major league teams, such as the Pirates, Royals, Marlins, Padres, and Nationals, to name a few, cannot be remotely accused of trying to field competitive rosters. They continually cry broke when one of their players is closing in on a large contract, but pocket millions in luxury tax revenue sharing paid by teams like the Yankees. Major League Baseball's playing field will never be level until these extremes are brought closer together. So what is the league to do? As the only major United States sporting league that does not have some form of a salary cap, Major League Baseball need not look any farther than the National Hockey League to illustrate what can happen to a less popular league without a salary cap. The 2004-2005 NHL player lockouts led to the cancellation of an entire season. Now the prime example to watch in this upcoming year will be that of Joe Mauer. He's 26 years old and the 2009 American League Most Valuable Player. A 3-time batting champion and a 2-time Gold Glove Award winner who just happens to play the most demanding position on the field, catcher, plays it for the small market Minnesota Twins. Now Joe will be a free agent after next season. The Yankees and the Red Sox will both be desperate for a catcher. Mauer happens to be from Minnesota and is playing for his hometown team. Also a team that happens to be in payroll contention nearly every year, despite a payroll that averages only around 30% of the Yankees. Can the Twins keep hometown hero Mauer, whom they drafted and developed into their best player and largest draw, or will he succumb to the lure of a guaranteed contract that could be upwards of $250 million and the near guarantee of an eventual World Series win that goes with it? Even with the Yankees' payroll, there are no indications that they are done spending. The loss of such a player from any team could potentially cripple that franchise for years to come. A salary cap that includes both upper and lower salary limits and increased revenue sharing will allow all teams to be competitive in both signing free agents like Maurer and helping teams retain their own homegrown talent. When more teams have access to good players, more teams can be competitive. More competitive teams means more fans have hope. Fans with hope buy tickets and merchandise, but more importantly, they create excitement about a team that will bring other fans to the ballpark. The more fans at the park, the more money the owners will make. Now, I've always felt there's something magical about the game of baseball. And I believe it can be America's game again, where kids are glued to transistor radios listening to the likes of Vin Scully and Ernie Harwell, or where a dad just takes a beautiful summer afternoon off from work to take his family to a baseball game, just because. Hope is the root of all fandom, and Major League Baseball must restore this hope to its league before it's too late.